How dollars are made. If you have ever held a crisp, new dollar bill in your hand, you may have wondered where it came from, how it was created, and what secrets it carries in its tiny fibers. A dollar is more than a symbol of value. It is a carefully engineered artifact that passes through many hidden stages before it ever reaches your wallet. In ancient times, money was minted in the form of silver and gold coins. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 16:11, "Honest scales and balances belong to the Lord. All the weights in the bag are of his making." Even then, people understood that the integrity of currency, its weight, its purity, was a matter of trust and justice. Today, the dollar is not made of precious metal, but it still depends on precision and honesty. The story of a dollar begins not in a mint, but in a paper mill. Unlike ordinary paper, which is made mostly of wood pulp, US currency paper is composed of 75% cotton and 25% linen. This blend makes the notes stronger and more resistant to tearing and decay. If you rub a dollar bill between your fingers, you will feel its unique fabric texture. The paper is embedded with security fibers, small red and blue threads scattered throughout the sheet, so that counterfeiters cannot easily imitate it. Once the special paper is prepared, it travels to the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, often called the BEP, in Washington, D.C. or Fort Worth, Texas. There, each note begins a remarkable transformation, from blank sheet to finished currency. The first step is offset printing, where subtle background colors are applied. Later, the design of the bill, the portraits, borders, and intricate patterns are printed with a method called intaglio. This process uses engraved metal plates coated in ink. Immense pressure forces the ink into the paper's surface, creating raised textures you can feel with your fingertips. The portrait on the front of a dollar is chosen not merely for decoration, but to remind people of the nation's history and values. George Washington's face on the $1 note is recognized around the world as a symbol of stability and heritage. In Ecclesiastes 7:12, it is written, "Wisdom is a shelter as money is a shelter." But the advantage of knowledge is this: wisdom preserves those who have it. The images on money are meant to preserve memory and transmit shared ideals across generations. One of the most fascinating features of a dollar bill is its security. Modern banknotes incorporate advanced technologies to deter counterfeiters. You will notice a watermark, a faint image visible when you hold the bill up to the light. Security threads, microprinting, color-shifting ink, and serial numbers all work together to make duplication nearly impossible. For example, on higher denominations, the ink in the number in the lower right corner changes color when you tilt the bill. This tiny detail is a product of years of research and vigilance. After the printing is complete, each sheet passes through rigorous inspection systems. High-speed cameras examine every bill for imperfections. If a sheet has even a small flaw, a smudge, a misalignment, it is rejected and destroyed. Only those notes that meet strict standards are cut into individual bills, bundled, and sealed. From the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, the finished notes are sent to the Federal Reserve Banks. Here they are stored securely and eventually distributed to commercial banks and credit unions. When your bank receives cash, it comes in sealed bricks of shrink-wrapped notes. From there, it trickles out through ATMs, cash drawers, and teller windows, ready to continue its life in commerce. The lifespan of a dollar bill is surprisingly short, on average, about 6 years before it becomes too worn and must be replaced. Torn or faded bills are returned to the Federal Reserve, where they are shredded and recycled. This cycle is a reminder that even money itself is temporary. As Matthew 6:19 teaches, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal." No matter how carefully a note is made, it cannot last forever. The making of dollars combines tradition and innovation, craftsmanship and technology. It is a hidden industry of printers, chemists, and inspectors whose work upholds the trust of millions. Without their efforts, the economy could not function because every transaction requires confidence that each bill is genuine. Next time you hold a dollar, remember that it is the product of many hands and countless details. Cotton and linen woven into a secure fabric, engraved plates pressed with thousands of pounds of force, special inks that shift in the light, and machines that inspect each note with unblinking precision. Its value is not only what it can buy, but what it represents. An unbroken chain of trust linking you to everyone who has held that bill before you. In the end, dollars are just paper. But in the hands of people acting with wisdom and integrity, they become a means to build, to help, and to share. As Proverbs 3:9 says, "Honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops." Even the most finely crafted currency is only as noble as the purpose to which it is put.